Hello, it's my Eurovision 2021 Top 39 countdown. It's place 2, Switzerland, Gjon's Tears, Tout l'univers. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share, and comment below. So we're in the silver medal position, my number 2, and this was, to be honest, deciding between what was number 1 and what was number 2 was so difficult. In fact, I would like to say I could almost have joint winners, but that doesn't really suit the purposes of a top 39 countdown very well. So I had to choose one at 1 and the other at number 2, and I've gone with Switzerland as my number 2 this year. And indeed, it was my number 2 last year as well, with the same artist, Gjon's Tears, who represents Switzerland before, who would have been 2020 representative as well. Now, Gjon's Tears is actually his actual name is Gjon Muharremaj, and he is a Swiss singer-songwriter. He was selected in 2020, internal selection, and an internally selected song, Répondez-moi. Now he is of, as you may have sort of gathered from the surname, he is actually of Albanian ancestry. His mother was a Kosovan Albanian, and his father was from Albania. And some of you may know that I think Albanian voices or vocals can be are so amazing and dramatic. They have Albania seems to produce such a huge number of amazing vocalists, and obviously that's been passed down because Gjon has quite extraordinary vocals, and they were in full use in Répondez-moi, which was a really haunting piece. It was very reflective of kind of not feeling he belonged in one place or the other, and obviously that probably reflects some of his experiences, perhaps growing up. So it was quite a personal song. It was very arty. It had some amazing notes, which I think live on the Eurovision stage would have been a real moment. But fortunately, he was reselected for Switzerland for 2021, and his 2021 entry has not disappointed at all. Tout l'univers is another song which makes full use of his amazing vocals. It's a very haunting. It is probably, I would say, it is more up tempo. Up tempo, but it is a fit swifter tempo than Répondez-moi. It also has a kind of more modern, perhaps fuller instrumentation around it as well. But it still has that kind of ethereal quality, and it's one of those songs. It's a bit like Duncan Lawrence in Arcade. It's one of those songs that never fails to get my hair, getting goosebumps and hair standing on end. It's it has that same feeling, and a really interesting music video, which was a literal car crash in the video, but otherwise very, very classy, which suited the song very well, the story of the song, and also kind of in the big kind of moments where it kind of the song explodes. It has some really dramatic sort of filmography, kind of swooping down cliffs and into valleys, and very pretty, and of course some really those kind of show-stopping sort of notes that he hits again towards the end of the song. So a great song, and I think, and I had it, to be fair, I had it as my number 1 for quite a long period of the Eurovision season, but I think I've finally moved it into my second position, and you'll find out a bit more why in the next video, my number 1, why they're my number 1. But this truly is I love this, it's really great. And it's done incredibly well in various fan polls. It's either come top or has won them, or it's consistently has done very well. Even at Eurofest's Boom Bang a Bang vote, which tends to favour kind of the faster tempo kind of the faster tempo kind of songs, it did very well there as well. So it has had a lot of backers. It was high in the betting for a long period. It's kind of got dropped down a bit compared to some Malta, and then most recently Italy and France as well. And following some of the rehearsals, it's dropped further down the betting, which I'm not entirely sure is necessarily accurate. I think some people, the staging, insofar as that we've seen it, is somewhat perhaps faster and more dynamic than you might have expected for a song like this, because it's not they've not gone for a repeat staging of Arcade. And it is a completely different song. Although interestingly, one of its co-writers was a co-writer of Arcade as well. Although the rest of the writing team were similar to Répondez-moi, though the Arcade writer was not involved in Répondez-moi. So they've gone for something a bit more dynamic, and I think we'll have to wait and see how that pans out on stage. I think it perhaps makes it a little bit more interesting in some ways, especially when there's a lot of action around. Or it makes it stand out from the other kind of big ballads, because one of its big rivals will undoubtedly be France, and that's obviously in French language, as this is. So it's one of those things that may distinguish it. So I don't think we should rule out a Swiss win just yet. I think this is the sort of song that could do very well with juries, but equally I think it could do very well with televoters as well, because I think some of those vocals and the haunting nature of the song really do carry through. So yeah, I'm certain we're on for a very high placing for Switzerland. Could well be top 5, could well win. Whatever, I think it's going to do extremely well.